And hi, I'm Susan Jarvie. We are doing yoga today, and we will be doing alternate nostril breathing during our centering practice. So go ahead and take a tall seat on your blankets or cushions, chair. And if you have a wall and you want to lean into it, I think that's awesome. Just make sure that you have a tall posture as you lean into it so that you're not allowing your spine to move out of alignment. And so we come to have a seat. And go ahead and let your hands rest lightly on your legs. Close your eyes. As you close your eyes, we're closing out the world around us. Helps us to move our attention internally inside our body. So let's take a couple of breaths. Breathe in, maybe longer and deeper than usual, and a nice exhale. Letting go of any stress or tension that you brought to your yoga mat with you today. And then do that again. Breathe. And a nice exhale. Go all the stale air, all those things that no longer serve you in this moment. And as your breath begins to settle down or settle in, go ahead and scan your body from the tips of your toes up to the top of your head, back down again, feeling and noticing any places that are tight or sore or uncomfortable. If you have any injuries, especially new injuries, direct some love and energy or breath to those spaces. So you have a good picture of how your body feels. Let's go ahead and guide attention to our breath once again and notice quality, the texture, and the rhythm of the breath. Inviting the breath in through the nostrils. Just how it feels as you're breathing in, noticing if your breath feels smooth or rough, deep or shallow, fast or slow. Allow the breath to settle and just observe, watching how it slows down and smooths. As you focus on the sensations that breath creates in your body. Feeling your belly, chest, and ribs expanding and contracting with each breath you take. In that space at the back of your throat as you feel breath brush over the back of the throat, or maybe noticing that space below the nostril. Breath slow down and smooth out. When you're ready, we're going to move into alternate nostril breathing, also known as Nadi, Shodhana breath or pranayama. So we do that by holding our right hand. I'm going to hold up my right hand. Usually I mirror you, but I can't do the mirroring and do a left hand. It's very confusing for me. So don't watch, just listen. Holding your right hand up, you'll close the index and middle fingers in towards the palm of your hand. If you happen to be left-handed, you would do the same thing with your left hand, and your instructions will be the opposite of what I give you. So could be complicated. So right hand, folding those two fingers in. We'll go ahead and breathe in through both nostrils and breathe out through both. Sneeze. Excuse me. That's a great way to start. Breathing in through both nostrils, breathing out through both. And then when you're ready, you'll block your left nostril with your ring finger. Inhale through the right nostril. And then block the right nostril with your thumb and exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left. Block the left nostril and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block the right nostril with your thumb. Open the left and exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Continue. Continuing on your own. If you get lost, just remember that you are exhaling or you're inhaling through the same side that you exhale. Exhale and inhale, same side, and then we switch. Next time you exhale on the right, go ahead and drop the technique. Let's rest on your legs. Breathe in through both nostrils. Take some time to notice how you feel. Noticing what might feel different. Remembering how you felt before we began. For me, I feel like my breath comes to me effortlessly. I didn't know I had congestion, but I don't anymore for sure. Everything's very. And I feel like there's more energy in my lungs or chest, also in my forehead space. So that's what I'm feeling. It doesn't mean that's what you have to feel. Whatever you feel is the right thing for you. The most important thing you do is notice. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and open our eyes to a new moment, a new beginning. So I think that technique is so great because we have to stay focused to keep using the thumbs and the finger, alternating the nostrils. I can't think about what I'm doing later for dinner or grocery store or places I need to go. I really have to stay focused. So that's one of the reasons I love it. If you happen to be left-handed, you would do the opposite. It's complicated for me to lead it both ways, but if you were left-handed, you would still fold the fingers in, but you would block your right nostril with your ring finger, inhale through the left, and then switch that back and forth. So you're just doing opposite. It's probably better just to not listen to me and do what you know. All right, so let's go ahead and come onto our hands and knees, and we'll move in through some cat and cow postures today. Eventually work our way up to standing. So we come onto our hands and knees into table and begin cat and cow when you're ready. As usual, as always, remember to find your breath and wait for the breath in order to make the move. Connecting to the breath, and we're mindfully moving our body. So very focused and aware of how our body feels as we're moving into these postures and also paying very good attention to the transitions between the postures. Please go ahead and begin adding child's pose to your exhales. So as you move through table, we draw our navel toward the spine, move the chin towards the chest, and allow your seat to move back to your heels, or as far as you can comfortably go for your knee health. On your inhale, come right back up. Move through table into cow, and then again back to child's pose. Finding your way back to tabletop, let's go ahead and move into downward facing dog by curling the toes under, lifting the knees, and pressing our body back towards the wall behind us. Go ahead and scoot your feet back if you need to find your full expression of Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hands are hugging toward each other. Belly is drawing in toward the spine, and our knees can stay bent so we find length in our spine. When you're ready, we'll bend through one knee at a time and take your time as you stretch out each leg. Let both heels press back and down, and let's see if we can hold for 2 more breaths. Slow, steady. And then go ahead and walk your feet to the top of your mat and come into a forward bend. Holding your elbows, gently sway side to side as you release and unravel your spine. Move back to the middle. Circle your arms back behind you. Weave your fingers together and stretch your arms high towards the sky. As you open the chest and the front of your shoulders. Keep your chin tucked in slightly so the back of your neck is nice and long. And if you want to begin to lift the tailbone up towards the ceiling, we press into the back of the knees. But only if you can do that, keeping your spine long and straight. If you round your spine, then go ahead and keep your knees bent so you have length in the spine. That's more important in this pose. On your next exhale, release your hands down to the floor or your legs so that your hands are touching something. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold in towards your legs. And do that again. Breathe in. Folding in. And one more time. And go ahead and bend your knees. We'll reach for the ceiling, coming all the way up to stand. Hands meet overhead. Exhale, your hands home to your heart. Inhale, reach up. And we're going to fold forward into that forward bend. And plant your hands on the floor. Let's take our right foot back, and we're going to come into a high lunge. So our feet are on a railroad track. Left knee is bending, right leg is nice and straight, and we're up on the toes of the back foot, the right foot. Let your left knee bend so that your hips can soften towards the floor. We keep the back leg straight. If you can't touch the floor or that's challenging, you have a couple blocks. You can put your hands on those blocks. So I'm demonstrating that now. Back leg is straight, so we're stretching out the hip flexor on the right side. And then when you're ready, we'll take our right hand closer to our left foot and lift the left arm up high as we twist towards our bent knee, maybe looking at the ceiling, stacking shoulders. Exhale, and comes back to the floor, and we're going to step forward to a forward bend. Take a moment in a forward bend to feel how your hips feel different from each other. And then let's go ahead and come up. Reach the arms to the side, hands meet overhead. We exhale our hands to our heart. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, fold forward. This time we'll take the left foot back into that high lunge. Staying up on the toes of the back foot, bending the right knee, letting your hips come towards the floor. So we get a nice deep stretch on the hip flexor in front of your left hip. And then go ahead and take your left hand closer to your foot and twist towards your bent knee. And try to keep that bent knee hugging toward the middle of your mat by pressing your big toe and your heel into the floor. So the inner heel and the big toe mound. And then stay on the big toe side of your left foot so you don't go to the little toe side. And release as you exhale. And this time we're stepping back to downward facing dog. And as we come to Adho Mukha Svanasana, make sure your hands are spread nice and wide. Hugging your hands toward each other, lengthening the spine, and breathe. And step forward, forward bend. Press your feet into the floor. Come all the way up. Hands meet overhead. Exhale your hands home to your heart. And so we're going to come to our mountain pose. Find your mountain pose. Which shirt I have on? Complications today. From Tadasana in your mountain pose, feet hip distance, toe tips pointing forward, arms next to your sides. And remember, the elbow creases are facing forward. So if you want a reminder, you can always bend the elbows, take the hands out to the sides, able to rotate the shoulders open without pressing the ribs forward, keeping the front base ribs in. And the hands come down. Close your eyes, feeling the connection to the earth you have with your feet. Lifting the crown of your head high. Move into a tree pose, Vrikasana. If you need support of a wall or a chair, go ahead and move to that space now. If you're depending on furniture to hold your balance, please make sure that furniture is stable. If you're ready, we'll move all of our weight to our right foot. Bend into the left knee and let your foot come onto your right leg. So either heels resting with the toes on the floor, or maybe slide your foot up your leg to your calf muscle, or maybe your foot onto your inner thigh. Hands come to your heart. Our knee is reaching to the side as our hips square forward. Head is lifted. Find your breath. If you want to, move your arms into a variation that you like. So either straight up or maybe out to the side, or maybe Saguaro cactus arms. And if you fall out of the pose, just come right back in. Take your time. Remember to breathe. Find some joy and humor. Practice. Fun to laugh at yourself when you keep falling out of the pose. So serious when we're trying to find these balancing poses. Lightheartedness sometimes gets you there more efficiently or more effectively. Go ahead and exhale and come out of the pose whenever you feel ready. And we'll find mountain pose again, Tadasana, closing your eyes. Notice how your body feels different from side to side. A couple of breaths. And then opening your eyes to a new moment and a different side, we move into the posture on the second side. So we're taking our weight to the left foot now, whichever one you didn't do. Going into your variation of Vrikasana. Very different bodies, so the postures look different on each one of us. Just want to find alignment in our body, pressing our foot firmly into the earth, to the side, hips squaring forward, shoulders soft. Maybe finding an arm variation that you like, or you can keep your hands at your heart. That's always a nice place to stay. Holding the posture, but not holding our breath. Exhale, hands come back down and our foot comes to the floor and we move back into mountain pose. Do you ever feel like you're floating in that pose? Sometimes I do. It's a weird sensation. Kind of hanging out there long enough that I start to feel like I'm not connected. No longer connected to the earth. That's not a good thing. A tree has roots. We want to root into the earth. And we use our branches to lift high and we have that beautiful tree pose. All right, so we're going to do a nice little side stretch next. We've done this one once before, maybe twice before. You need a little bit of space to step your foot back behind you and out to the side. So we start in mountain pose. Take your arms out to the sides, and we're going to bend the elbows, take the hands to the back of your head, weave your fingers together, and kind of cup the base of your skull. Navel draws to the spine. Knees are soft, so we have a soft bend to the knees. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that right elbow down towards the earth, lifting the left elbow up towards the sky. As we stretch into the left side, try to keep your left foot firmly grounded and planted on your yoga mat. Back a little. Good. Now bend your knees deeper, and we're going to take that left foot off the floor and step behind us and to the right. Bit of balance. Press your left heel firmly into the floor, the earth. Right knee is bending. And go a little deeper into that side. So we're lifting our left elbow nice and high, really stretching. Back leg is straight, pressing that heel into the earth. Breathe. Beautiful. And then come back to the middle, to Tadasana, neutral. And we have a second side. So we'll go ahead and tip over. Navel draws towards the spine to secure your core muscles, keeping your spine stay safe as you are arcing over to the left. Knees bend deeper. Right foot now goes back behind you. And we press our heel into the earth and stretch. And we come back. Release the arms reaching high. Exhale, hands come down. Love that stretch. Just check the time. Watch. Mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms nice and high. Exhale, fold forward. As you come into Uttanasana, your forward bend. Please take your arms back behind you. Weave the fingers together and stretch your chest again. Chin tucks in. Crown of the head is dropping towards the floor. And maybe you're lifting your tailbone and lengthening into your legs, but you don't have to be. It's more important that we have a long spine and we're opening the chest. Exhale, release your hands down to something. And we'll inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold in, and then go ahead and hold the elbows and gently sway side to side, unraveling the spine once again. Noticing how this feels compared to how it felt the first time we did it. And we come back to center, and then we're going to bend our knees until our seat comes all the way to the floor. Once your seat is down, go ahead and put your feet on the floor with your knees bent and roll your way down onto your back. Arms next to your sides, palms face down. Take a couple of breaths. Code word for today's practice is alternate nostril. Sanskrit term, Nadi Shodhana pranayama, Nadi Shodhana pranayama, or alternate nostril breathing. Go ahead and draw both knees into your chest. Give yourself a great big hug and rock a little side to side. Coming back up to the top, hands on your knees. We'll move the knees in those great big circles that we always do. 4 big circles, nice and slow as you stretch the muscles that hold your hips. Just the circles when you're ready. Notice, does it feel different when you go the other way? Up to the top, keeping your hands on your knees. Little tiny circles, both knees go the same direction. Just those circles as you're ready. And finally, a few rounds of Apanasana, hugging your knees into your chest as you exhale, floating the knees away from you as you inhale. 2 or 3 times. Seeing your lower back. Calming the mind with a forward fold and cooling the body. Our last and final pose for this practice is going to be Shavasana. So do what you need to do to feel comfortable in this last pose. Using any props you need to, blankets or eye pillows, or I guess that would be it. Feet rest a little wider than hip distance. Let your toes drop towards the outer edges of the mat. Arms away from your body, palms open to the ceiling, to the sky. Close your shoulders, close your eyes. Surrender your body into the earth. Feeling your body soften, melt. Heels, hips, shoulders, back of the head, connecting to the earth, just becoming one. Soften. Spine relax. Allow your fingers and toes to soften and relax. Throat and neck muscles soft. It's your jaw. Your nose feel as if it's melting into your face. Cheeks are soft. Cheekbones heavy. The corners of allowing your eyes to feel heavy in their sockets as they drift deeper in. Eyelids softly covered. Eyebrows wide. Forehead soft. Sing breathe. Belly, chest. Expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. As we rest our body, surrendering to Shavasana, the most important pose that we do. and give yourself a hug. Rock a little side to side if you'd like. Rolling to a side of your choosing when you're ready. Your knees close to your chest and rest your head on your arm. A nice deep breath as you breathe into your upper back. Here, scan your body from the toes to the top of your head and back down again, remembering how you felt when you began your practice today. Noticing how you feel now. Feeling the space that you have created. Body, space between your breaths and space between your thoughts. Join your hands together. Take a nice deep breath. Stress or tension. Allowing me to guide you through your practice today. I hope you have a great I always remember that presence